Hey everybody, it's Ryan with Soaps and Hose. It is Tuesday, July 15th, and I got my new trailer in the other day, and I'm getting ready to start the build out process. But I'm going to show you what I got so far. Lost a couple days due to rain. It's been raining like crazy here in Savannah, Georgia, but this is what we're looking at. So it's a wider trailer, which is awesome. I was able to mount this by myself. I needed help from a fellow pressure washer, Tyrone. Helped me mount this last night. This is the last thing I needed actual help with lifting. Got my 65-gallon SH tank, got my 550 water tank, and then basically back here is going to be used for storage, surface cleaner, stuff like that. I'm going to put my sign on the opposite side of this gate. It's actually right here. Yeah, super cool. I also have two signs that are going to fit right here. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, I got to make sure those are going to fit. Anyways, yeah, we're going to start this build out process. I actually got to go get a bunch of hardware. So I've got an 18-inch reel and a 12-inch manual reel, and they barely fit on this. I mean, the one reel is butted up against here, so it's going to be a 12-inch reel, 18-inch reel, my soft wash, my pressure hose. I'm going to run, I've mounted this on the far side because eventually, well, for one, the exhaust is pointed straight toward the hose reel. And eventually I'm going to build a soft wash system I'm going to put here. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I've got to go to the hardware store. Here, I'll show you what we got back here. So there's my soap tank. Probably just going to completely get rid of that. That I used to clamp onto the side of the trailer for utensils. I got to figure that out. There's my soft wash proportioner. I'm actually going to rebuild that because the place that I bought it, Patriot Proportioners, works great, but the actual valves themselves, they're facing the wrong way. So the flow is supposed to go this way, but the flow goes this way. I mean, it works, but I just don't think the metering system is as accurate as it would be if it was pointed the correct direction. Here is my 18-inch reel for my soft wash hose, and then my 12-inch reel for my pressure hose. I also think I'm gonna need I think I'm just gonna buy a cheap reel, honestly, for my water hose, because I mean, let's be honest, we don't need nothing crazy for that. It's just for storage, and it's gonna sit right here. It's gonna plug right up into the far end of my tank there. I might get another completely different system for that because it's kind of old and outdated, but I'm gonna go get a bunch of new hose. Yeah, bunch of new stuff, and we're gonna make this trailer look right. I'm gonna do it once. You know, you do it once, do it the first time. You don't got to do it again. So that is my objective, but I'll keep you guys updated on this, and we'll set up a video of the build. I'm back. I had to run and grab a bunch of new 1-inch hose and 3/4-inch hose for I'm gonna replumb everything. Also gonna need to find a way to mount this. But anyways, so I've been going to Lowe's, Tractor Supply, and grabbing bolts and stuff. There's a place in Savannah called Stafford Nut and Bolt. So I got a box full of stainless hardware. I got 5/16 bolts, 3 inches, 3/8 3 inches, and then I got 3/8 washers and lock nuts and 5/16 washers and lock nuts. I would have paid at least, I mean, $60 at Lowe's buying those individually. I paid 38 bucks. This hardware should last a while too. But anyways, I'm gonna get going on this trailer build. So far I placed the tanks and I've got the eye bolts set. I gotta set the other two, but I'm going to set y'all up on the tripod, and we'll kind of get a time lapse of this this build, see how it turns out. Got all the bolts, or the eye bolts, in place. I got them on the back side too. I'm gonna go ahead and run a strap. I'm gonna strap these down in place, and then we're gonna start running hoses.
Morning sun lights up the sky, birds are singing, flying high, gentle whispers through the air, reminding us life's everywhere. Each moment feels so brand new, every day a different view. It's a beautiful life, amazing and true. Every day is a blessing, fresh and new. It's a beautiful life.
So that's pretty easy, as you can see. Just got some heavy-duty ratchet straps. They work. These things are a beast. These tanks will not move. Every now and then, if they start to show any kind of wear, I replace them. It's only, for those nice straps, it's only like 30 bucks a set, and I mean, it'll last a while. All right, so I think I'm actually gonna plumb the 8 gallon a minute right now, and then after that I'm gonna start putting reels on. All right, so kind of went through a couple scenarios on running this this supply hose for the machine. So just gonna put it on there. So I was thinking about running it along here and then straight in between the tanks, but I'm gonna be using this for bucket storage, stuff like that. So I'm trying to keep that water hose up underneath this ledge if all possible. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it around, have it go along the edge down here, and I think I'm actually gonna zip tie it up out of the way. I don't know if that's gonna restrict the flow. It should be fine theoretically. And then I'm going to, so it's going to ride this top rail, and I'm going to zip tie it, boom, 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 and then it's going to go right down into the banjo filter in the thing. Let's see if that works. We can always adjust. This is long enough I can basically route it however I want, but we're going to try this way. All right, so when you're putting these on, this tubing right here, you want to heat it up super hot. I'll slide right over top of that that nipple. Just like that. And you want to tighten it. Where's my screwdriver? Time out. Get it nice and snug. We're gonna wrap this thing. So it's gonna go about there. We're actually gonna go around to the outlet of the pump. God, look at that thing. That thing gonna be nice. See if I can get you in here. I don't know if you can see that, but basically we're gonna run that way. And we're gonna cut it about right here. Yep, about right there. Get a razor blade. clearance. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with the heat gun. Let's see, how's this go? And there we go. All right, so here we got the, God dang it, I'm gonna jack up my sunglasses. All right, got the banjo. This is for the dump valve. So basically those are both closed, open water flow. It's gonna flow down along this pipe here. Up into the machine. Theoretically, that should work. All right, we'll move on to the next. All right, so here is my pressure washing reel. I used to run everything through the actual manifold, but I've only been using it for storage now, so I'm actually going to take this off. It just hangs there. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to place it.
It's a beautiful life, amazing and true. Every day is a blessing, fresh and new. It's a beautiful life.
All right, so this is why I hate this whole trailer thing. It's stressing me out. All right, so this is the deal. We've got soft wash here. I know I can switch this. This is the input. Doesn't matter. Not a big deal. But look at that clearance. Yeah, it's pretty rough there. I wonder if I should get another 18-inch stacking kit, make this easy, and just stack one on top of the other. Two 18 inches stacked right here, kind of in the center. That might be what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to brainstorm on this one. All right, so I figured out how to do this. The soft wash reel, the 18-inch reel, has to go on this side. They will not fit flip-flopped. Not sure why, doesn't make sense. But I'm gonna go ahead and drill these holes. All right, so got those drilled out. Now, for the fun part, we got to try and get these long bolts in these small holes. Huh, easy. So the nut and bolt place that I went to, they gave me the wrong nuts, so they gave me regular nuts. So I'm going to get these in place, and then I'm going to have to go get some nylon, the lock nuts with the nylon on the inside. I want to put these rubber grommets in between the frame and the reels. Might as well just do this. day 3. It is Wednesday. Got a little late start today. I've been kind of busy at work. But so this is what we got here. Decided to go with a 1/2 inch. This is for the bypass tube. I was using a 1/4 inch, or it was a Flexzilla pressure hose, but I'm going to use this. I've put a new bulkhead up here at the top. That way it's a short run rather than running all the way over to the other side of my trailer. I got my pressure reel mounted. Still got to get those lock washers to tighten that up. The guy that's actually doing my welding, he's actually going to weld me a plate. It's going to be a foot wide. It's going to be foot wide, and it's going to go all the way down. So essentially this is going to sit about right here. Yeah, it's going to cover up the sign, no big deal. There's going to be a sign up top. So that's going to sit there, and then the pump is going to essentially sit about right there. So basically, here, hold on, let me get a different angle. So I'm going to get a plate, and I'm going to basically bolt it from here to the bottom thing. This is going to sit like this. I'm going to bolt it on the right side, that way these hoses can go in between over here on this side. This is the soft wash reel right here. So basically the hose is going to come out of here. It's going to go straight into here, and then this, I'm going to run a hose from here to here. That way there's less of a run. But that's how we're going to do the soft wash. I sent him the measurements a little bit ago. So hopefully here in the next couple days that'll be done. That way I can mount my soft wash system. So I'm definitely going to need it. I got jobs lined up. I got a post-treat concrete, and I've got a stucco house with black algae on it. So yeah, I got to deal with that. But anyways, I'm going to set this up. I'm actually going to start rebuilding this soft wash system now. Basically the only thing I can do while I'm waiting for my other stuff to get done. So I'll set you up. So again, the reason I'm rebuilding this is when this was assembled by the folks that I bought it from, see where it says flow going that way? The flow is actually going the opposite way. So when you open the valve, like I said, I don't think it matters. Actually, it might. So the flow's going that way. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's gonna be right this time. Also, when I put the adapters on here, for whatever reason, I use different sizes. So the water is actually using like a 3/4 inch tubing, and this was using a smaller one. So technically, if I was trying to get a 1/2 and 1/2 mix, I would actually have to basically bring the water down and then open this more for it to be technically a 50-50 mix. So it was always a toss-up whether I was doing it right. But I'm going to put the same size on. That way my SH drop stick it's bringing in the same amount of liquid as the water. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, aka day 4 of the trailer build. I got these sheets back. So this sheet right here is going to go vertical right there, and that's where my proportioner and my soft wash pump is going to go. And then this is for the control box for the Flow Pro. I'm actually just going to bolt that right here in the corner. I'm going to prime and paint this all black. That way everything matches, and that's it should actually look really good up there once it's all said and done. But all right, I'm gonna set you guys on standby. I gotta prep these things. Also today I bought a new gas can for the machine. I'm gonna probably put that down here in the middle since I plan on putting another machine over here eventually. This is actually gonna sit down in here, and I'm going to basically reach through here to plug up the hose. That's just how it's gonna be. I didn't plan for that, but I'll set y'all up for this build. All right, metal painting 101. We're gonna get all the rust off first, then clean it with mineral spirits, and then prime it, and then paint it. Alright, so I gotta do this one side at a time, unfortunately. It's gonna take 2 seconds to dry, and then I'll prime it. And then I actually got truck bed coating, so I'm gonna prime it and then put this on there so it matches the rhino lining of the trailer. We're all about looking good here. While that is drying, I'm gonna move on to something else. I stopped and got all the lock nuts I needed, so I'm gonna replace all these back out. All right, them are not going anywhere, so I'm gonna flip these over and do the other side. So, I'm not sure why I did this when I first started, but I was using this copper barb coming out of my, or this brass barb coming out of my soft wash. I don't know if you can see the inside of that, but brass corrodes like crazy. So I'm gonna swap everything over to plastic barbs, like I should have done in the first place. And there we have it. You got to be really careful though, tightening any of these up. If you tighten them too tight, it's going to crack this head, and then you're basically shit out of luck. And you got to buy a new pump. So I'm gonna do that. Since I'm increasing the distance from the machine over to the other side, I've actually got to change my whip line. So I had to get one of them built today. Yay! More money. So I'm gonna swap this out for a 7-foot one. Gonna keep this because you never know if I need another one, a spare. Plus I'm a hoarder. I like to hoard things. So if it ain't bad, I'm gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this swapped out. Alright, so I know what a lot of you are thinking that I have been doing this a while. This unloader, I need to get an unloader block for this joker. Mount it somewhere on my trailer, but here's the thing. I ain't got nowhere to put it. Like it's, yeah, there's nowhere to put it. So this is not ideal, but here's Line runs down all the way across down through here. I'm just gonna go into the Flow Pro, boom, out to the hose. That's what we got. So one other thing I noticed when I was tearing this thing apart, look at this air filter, y'all. Yikes, God almighty. So that's clean. This thing's definitely doing its job, but we got us a new one. She nice, about 42.95. Not a cent more, not a cent less. Local pressure washing store, L&H Industrial. Shout out to them, they've been helping me a lot during this build process. So poor Sergio answers my calls every single day. Good to go. While I'm waiting for all the paint to dry on my panels, I'm trying to make sense of the battery and fuel tank situation. So we've got the battery cables pretty short, so I think I'm just going to mount the battery right here. And then the fuel tank, to make sense when I fill up, is to put it on the same side. Oh my God. Always, every time. But to make sense of that, I think I'm going to put this over here. I'm not sure if I need to mount it. Probably want to mount it underneath this as much as possible. That way I can use this for any kind of storage or whatnot. But I think that right there is going to be my best bet. These screws are a pain in the butt. FYI. I think I'm just going to have to. Alright, the screws they gave me are pretty much a joke, so I'm just going to use some wood screws. Just like that. Alright y'all, so I got this marked where I'm going to put the bolts for the top of that plate right there. So I'm going to go ahead and drill all the way through the square tubing, and then I'm basically going to mark on there where I need to drill the holes, and I'm going to do the same for the bottom, and I'm going to mount that straight here, and then I'm going to have this stuff mounted in place as well. This damn crooked line you ever gonna see. It's supposed to be like right there. Hey everybody, we are back at Saturday morning. This is where I'm at so far. So I got my pump hooked up to the battery now. I'm not going to hook this up to the reel until the pump is primed. So I got the water all the way open. Let's see if it primes itself. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and I'm going to run water down through here, prime that pump. We'll see if that works. What I did is I opened up the soap valve all the way, ran water through it to prime that pump, and then I shut that off, and now it's sucking water from the water tank. The good news is there's no bubbles. So now I'm going to hook this up and secure it. All right, now, if I turn the pump on, it should come out of the manifold. Here's the metal plate we're gonna put. So I'm gonna mark the holes for that. Flow Pro, the controller is actually gonna go right here in this corner. I'm gonna bolt one of each there, and then that's where the controller is gonna be. I got the holes drilled out. Now I'm gonna mark them up on the trailer. Oh, where they're gonna go. God dang, that's hot. All right, I got my holes marked up here for the bracket. I'm gonna drill them out real quick, put the bracket on. All right, got the holes drilled out. By the way, these are the bits I'm using to drill through this steel. Stinger mock blue armor plated spider drill bits. This steel is thick, right? This and it is no match for these drill bits. I recommend these 100%. I'll probably never go with anything else, but I'm gonna put this plate on real quick. I'm using 5/16 by 3 inch. Alright, y'all, I got the mounting plate on. So we are gonna mount this Flow Pro. Look at that bad boy. All right, just a little trick. So I used to work for the Marine Corps depot, working on communications. Quick way to loom cable. You start at one of the ends, and you actually want to put the loom on and push it and feed it towards the end. So there it is, and I'm pushing the loom, and there it goes. It's just gonna feed up that cable. Theoretically. All right, so I messed up, didn't measure the battery cable for the Flow Pro, so I got it on this corner. It's got a hook to the starter battery. So long story short, I got to move it from there to there. That way the the battery cable can run along there. But I've got all the water and everything hooked up. I just want to make sure that this machine is good to go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wait for that to start kicking in some fuel. Well, that worked amazing. It primed itself pretty quick, didn't run dry too long, and there are no bubbles in this line. So that is the goal. So long story short, we are basically, with all the necessities, we are done. I'm gonna hook this into the Flow Pro down there. I'll show you. I'm gonna hook that into there, and then I just got to get my lines on. Just a few other small things I needed to get to get this wrapped up. Put my hoses back on. I'm gonna go ahead, and it's fucking hot. It's 90 degrees out here. I'm gonna go ahead and swap that thing over to this side. I got to get it done, so we'll do that real quick. All right, y'all, so after my 18th trip to Lowe's in the past 2 days, I moved the FlowPro control box to this corner. That way that could go to the battery. I don't like the FlowPro going to the 12 volt, the soft wash battery, just in case it dies. So I went ahead and wired it to the starter battery for the machine. But everything's wired up, switches are on. Let's see if this thing works. Yes, sir. All right, let's move it to rinse. And there we go. We're done with that now. All right, y'all. It is almost 6 o'clock. I've been out here all day. It's super hot. My watch says 93, but I know it's hotter than that. I'm just gonna do a quick walk around where we're at right now. Still got to get the sign right there on the back. Not too worried about that right now. We did verify everything works. Soft wash system works. No leaks. The pressure washer works. There's no bubbles in that either. The FlowPro works. Good with that. And the reels are solid. Good with that. And I'm waiting on one thing. So this is a Perco switch, little battery switch. I've had this for a couple years. It's literally just on and off. Everybody knows pretty much what that is, but it's pretty corroded. So I ordered a next day Amazon one, and it should be here in a little bit. I'm waiting on that. Then the soft wash will be completely done. Got the batteries in. Just got to strap it down. Got the fuel hooked up. Got this kind of zip tied up to the top for the time being. But I mean, this thing is ready to roll. I am waiting on a hose reel for my water hose. Honestly, for now, I'm probably just gonna old school it, put it on a one of their little rolling carts and throw it in the back of my trailer, and then just unroll it when I need water. I don't need an $800 reel for a water hose, so I'm probably just gonna get, you know, something cheap. But for now, we are operational, and I can now start doing the jobs that I've had to put on the back burner due to weather and then this trailer build. So I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that. But y'all have a good rest of your weekend. I'm gonna go take a cold shower and have some pizza. Hey everybody, I am back. Sorry it's been a long time since I got this final video capture done of the finished trailer build. I've been waiting to put on my rear sign, so I'm gonna just do a quick walk around. Been doing quite a few jobs with this build, and it works amazing. But I got this trailer from Southern Trailer in Guyton, Georgia. Got the Tractor Supply thing. Got all my necessities in there. Got my SH tank, water tank, reels, and I just saw this. Definitely gonna need a new hose. Soft wash. Here's my soft wash setup. Delavan, 7 gallon a minute. The thing's amazing. Love it. And this is the back of the trailer. So I got the signage here on top. Still haven't got a water or a reel for my water hose, but I'm, you know, still looking something reasonable. And finally got this put on with the wife a little bit ago. Southern Signs and Designs, I believe, in Rincon, Georgia did this. While you're at it, pause your screen, scan that with your phone, and give us a follow on Facebook. That would be phenomenal. Here's the other side. And there's the workhorse. Right, yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a long one, but it was gonna be long, basically starting from scratch and building this entire trailer. If you are local to Savannah and need a new trailer, let me know. I'll put you in contact. Actually, I'm going to put his information down below in the bio. I'm going to link his page. His name's Steven. Good dude, veteran-owned business. And he's very, very well priced. Anyways, signing off. I'm going to go watch some football in the Ryder Cup. Y'all have a good weekend.